Thanks, Terry. Thanks for coming out, everybody. The weather's perfect for an evening like this. I thought my theme tonight would be the season of light. I used to do a lot of school programs, and I almost never did school programs between Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays, because a lot of schools have their own school choruses and stuff. But then one year, a school asked me to do a non-religious holiday program, which I was ready for. So I'm going to share some of that tonight, and we're kind of see where Spirit leads here. I kind of know where I'm going to begin, and I kind of know where I'm going to end. I have no idea what's going to happen in the middle. So I'm going to start different recording gizmos here. And as soon as I can get it together, this will be up on YouTube, but we're also sending it out live right now. So for those of you at home, just snap your fingers, tap your toes, and sing along. So we're going to start off with the season of light. It has more verses than I can possibly sing in a single week. So I'm going to sing some of them, and I'll probably sing this at the end too. So you'll have a chance to practice. And the chorus goes, "Season of Light." That's it. So here we go. May you be slow to anger, quick to forgive. May you have many, many reasons to live. May you be able to laugh at yourself. May you have friends who are willing to help in the season of light. May Uncle Charlie finally give up cigars. May you never get caught with your hands stuck in the cookie jar. May you be who you really want to be. May you receive something absolutely free in the season of light. Here's your part. Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. May you get to sleep late once in a while. May the clerk at the DMV greet you with a smile. May you never have to stand on line. May the patrolman give just a warning this time in the season of light. You guys ready? Season of light. Season of light. Yeah. Season of light. Season of light. May your fourth grade teacher always know your name, but not because you weren't always a pain. May you never catch another cold. May you be young at heart when you are old in the season of light. 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 Nice. May your plane or train or bus run right on time, unless of course you are running behind. May the UPS truck bring stuff for you. May you never have to learn to sing the blues in the season of light. You guys ready? Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. May you be just a little bit kinder to yourself. May you experience abundance and health. May you be true to who you really are. May you look up and see a shooting star in the season of light. Big finish. Here we go. Season of light. 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 Thanks. Yeah. I had an Aunt Bessie. And I don't know if any of you have had an Aunt Bessie or someone like her. But Aunt Bessie gave me the best Christmas presents ever. She had married a man, my Uncle Emerson, who was he was into horses, standard-bred trotters. And so I used to love to go up there and help him with his chores and help with the horses. They were in Western New York State. It was almost Western New York State. They're in Wyoming County. It's about as west as you can get in New York. It literally felt like the West, not the Midwest, but the West. They're on a wide open bunch of fields, and the wind would just scream across in the winter. And they get a lot of lake effect snow up there. They're south of Rochester, east of Buffalo. A lot of snow, and so we wouldn't visit in the winter very often, but when we did, it was pretty intense and scary. But I remember one year, my Aunt Bessie, she got me a real cowboy hat. Not a kid's cowboy hat. I was like 8 years old or something. But a real cowboy hat. And I just wanted to be a cowboy in the worst way. I wanted a horse. I asked for a horse for Christmas. I did not get a horse. But I got a great hat. But Christmas would come, and the change of the time, and around about Thanksgiving, there's that moment when all of a sudden you realize it is not fall anymore, it's winter, and you walk out the back door, and you look up, and the stars are so bright, so sparkling, and the air is crisp and dry, and you know snow is coming. And when you're a kid, you just pray for snow. You pray for snow like, a horse. And I didn't get a horse. That was okay. I could deal with that. But every year I asked for a drum set. My mom was a second grade teacher, and there was no way in hell that there was going to be a drum set in the same house as her particularly after a day of teaching second graders. But you know, kids are hopeful. And every year I asked for a drum. And I said, you know, Mom, I want to play the drum in the school band. And she's like, well, they have enough drummers. But I think, you know, if you learn to play the flute, you could play in the fife and drum band. I didn't want to play the fife, and I didn't want to play the flute. But in 4th grade, I was the only boy playing the darn flute. And it was also in 4th grade that I made my first public performance. Me and George Jurgens sang "Stu Ball is a Racehorse" for the 4th grade talent show, which I'd learned off of Peter, Paul, and Mary record. The thing is, my mom really didn't want drums in the house. She was pretty adamant about that. And I was like, well, okay, the flute, well, can I do drums next year? And she's like, how about the piano? The piano is a percussion instrument. My mom was a hypnotist, by the way. If you look inside the piano, she said, there are hammers and they're hitting the strings. That's percussion. So I started taking piano lessons. I never did very well with them because my piano teacher insisted that I try to read the actual music. And I just wanted to make my own stuff up. But I learned to play the piano. And I said, Mom, you know, I'd really like to learn to play the drums. And she said, you know, your father's guitar is in the closet and he never plays it. And that's a rhythm instrument, you know. So I started learning to play the guitar. But before all this music thing happened, it was Christmas time. My mom tucked me in, went downstairs, and she put the phonograph needle on the record. We had records in those days. You all remember, except Mike. He's been all CDs all his life, this guy. He's the youngest person here. Thank you, Mike, for coming. Well, my mom went downstairs and she put the phonograph needle down on a record of the Robert Wagner chorale or Robert Shaw chorale, Robert somebody chorale, and they started singing songs. And this song started floating up the stairs. And it was sad. There's something sad about Christmas. We know it's not going to end well. We know that the shepherds are out there in the night and the wise men are going to show up. And this little baby, we know he's going to end it on a cross. So there's something so sad and bittersweet about Christmas. But ultimately, it's all of our story that we are born and we all go back home at some point. But I was 8 years old. I was in bed and all I wanted was a horse and a drum, and I don't know, maybe it was the little drummer boy that did it. Maybe it was Green Sleeves, the Christmas version that did it. Or maybe it was this song when she put on a Harry Belafonte album. Mary and the baby hungry. Oh, we know what hungry be. So we bring them peas and rice and a little ginger tea. Only pigeon peas and rice, a little ginger tea. Mary thank us with her eyes. She's poor the same as we. She poor the same as we. Mary and the baby. Lonely, lonely is not good to be. So we sat a while and chat a while to keep them company. Stay a while, make the baby smile to pass the time of day. When we see how pleased they be, we're glad that we could stay. So glad that we could stay. Mary and the baby, weary. Oh, we know what weary be. So we make a bed and pillow for their head, with down from the maple tree. Only down from the maple tree to rest them soft and good. We feel bad these be all we had. We do the best we could. We do the best we could. Mary and the babe rest easy, so we go away and let them be on hushed tiptoe with voice kept low. We look up and see star of hope shining in the sky to mark baby's birth. Seem to say it's boarding day, of better times on earth, of better times on earth. Mary and the baby, Mary and the baby, Mary and the baby. Whew. I love that song. Whew. Thank you. Wow. So that song was playing, and all of a sudden, I was standing on my bed, and music was coming up my legs, and it was coming up my body, and it was swirling around and shooting out my fingertips, and it was literally this blue light that was just this blue flame shooting out my fingertips. And that's when music came in. And to me, Christmas is about music. It's about light. It's about the yearning we have as human beings to love each other in spite of how often we hurt each other. And it's about this world that's so beautiful, so magnificent, and so hard. But it's the hard that makes it amazing. Because any creature that doesn't struggle doesn't thrive. Every motivational speaker worth his salt knows the story of the butterfly. If you help a butterfly out of the chrysalis, it doesn't have the struggle that it needs to pump the blood into its wings so that it can inflate those wings and fly. And we're not here to buy a bunch of stuff at Christmas. We're not here to get stuck in the shiny things. We're here to be the shiny things. But it's not. It's not given. It's not out of the box. I'm studying how to grow things, how to grow grass-fed beef. And just as I was having my coffee today, I read a paragraph by this farmer out in Missouri. And he said, you know, a baby calf is born with its summer coat. So why are we having calves be born in the winter? Why are we trying to change nature when if we work with nature, it's still hard, but it works better? And I want to challenge us all tonight. My challenge, my meditation throughout this evening is to work with who we are. We are beings of light who are temporarily in these wonderful bodies that hurt sometimes, with hearts that are big and easily wounded, but also easily touched. And there's a process of transformation that is not pretty. And they don't talk about it many places. One of the things I loved about Unity when I was here was that we talked about stuff like that here. And this song wants to be next. It's called Ocean of Dreams. And it's a song that started out in a deep, hurt place for me. But by the second verse, it started turning it around. And by the time I was done writing the song, it had transformed so many things. And it's been haunting me lately, so here it goes. Sometimes I feel so fragile that the merest hint of a breeze could lift me up and scatter me across the ocean of dreams. Sometimes I cannot find the strength to smile, and I am filled with dis-ease. And then a look from you could shatter me across the ocean of dreams. Sometimes I feel like I'm made of glass, and I wonder how I'm ever gonna last. And I wanna see you one more time before I go. Yes, I'd like to see you one more time before I go across the ocean of dreams. Across the ocean of dreams. Across the ocean of dreams. And then I remember, as I stumble through the shards, that I assemble myself from my dreams, and I decide what they mean. Sometimes I feel like I'm made of glass, and I was born to allow the light to pass right through me, to illuminate your eyes. Let the light through me to illuminate the skies across the ocean of dreams. Across the ocean of dreams. Sing it if you feel it. Across the ocean of dreams. so powerful that I can smash right through any obstacle that blocks my way or obscures what is true. Sometimes I feel like I'm made of glass, and I was born to allow the love to pass right through me, to illuminate your eyes. Let the love through me to illuminate the skies. Let the love through me to illuminate your eyes. Let the love through me to illuminate the skies across the ocean of dreams. 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 Whew, that felt good. So I learned to play the guitar and the piano and the flute, but I still wanted to play the drums. And one year, I was like, Mom, I really want to play the drums. And she's like, you know, in the middle school band, they need French horn players. And you've always liked the French horn. And I do, I love the French horn. My dad and I used to sit and watch the National Geographic specials. And I think it would be on a Wednesday, and you'd know weeks ahead of time that there was a National Geographic special coming, you know, whatever it was. My dad, he had these big warm hands, and I'd snuggle up in my pajamas, and we'd watch the National Geographic special, and the music was like... My mom was like, you love the French horn. So I started playing the French horn in middle school, and I was horrible at it. It's a hard instrument. And it wasn't until my oldest son, Andrew, was about 8 years old, and his mom signed him up for an after-school program in African drumming. And one day I went to pick him up after school, and we only lived a block from the school, so I walked over there, and as I entered the school, I heard the most amazing sound. It was drums, but the drums were making a melody. The different African drums, they're all tuned differently, so you have boom, 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 boom. And in European drumming, it's really just this kind of thing. I was like, wow. And I went, and my son was like, yeah, he was moderately interested in it, not really enthusiastic about it. And I said to the teacher, do you think maybe I could join the class? Because I've always wanted to play the drum. And I told him the whole story. And he was like, okay. So I learned, I was at that point a professional singer-songwriter, storyteller, kid performer guy. And it was humbling to learn to play the drums with 8-year-olds who were like way better than me. And so I learned to play the drum, the African drum. I didn't bring those tonight, but another story found me, and it was a story from Ireland. And so many of these wonderful Christmas songs are really based on Irish music. And the whole British Isles has influenced our musical understanding of Christianity, perhaps more than any other musical tradition other than perhaps, you know, the classical Renaissance kind of music. But the British Isles and their music have always had a wonderful, haunting experience for me as well. And so I'd learned to play the African drums, and I was loving that. And one day I met a guy, his name was George McAnaspey. He was an Irish guy, and he played the bowron. And he offered to come over and teach me. And I'm like, okay. Because I could not figure it out, because let's see if that'll stay there that way. Yeah. Because, you know, a lot of people have these, and what do you do with this stick, you know? And you literally take it and you bend your elbow. And this drum, like African drums, talks. And it was interesting because African musicians started using the tin whistle, the Irish tin whistles, and a lot of Irish musicians are actually using the djembe. And so we've had this wonderful shrinking of the world. And I found this story, and it just moved me so deeply because, and I started doing it around Christmas time because it's the classic Silky story, and there's two versions of this. There's a version where there's a male Silky, and there's a version where there's a female Silky. And I have two separate songs. I'm going to do the version where there's a man, he's a fisherman, and he's lonely, and he sees this young maiden dancing on the beach. And he goes, "'Tis the Silky! If I sneak up behind her and hide her sealskin, she won't be able to go back to the sea, and she'll have to marry me." It was not the best way to start a relationship. But for me, what's so powerful about this story, even though it kind of reinforces some of the negative stereotypes about power and men and women, which we've been so struggling with in our culture, the fisherman doesn't get it. And he's hidden her sealskin, and he promises her he'll give it back to her in 7 years, because in this particular story, if she doesn't go back to the sea in 7 years, she'll dry up and blow away like dust on the wind. But she has a baby, and the baby is a boy. And one night, he hears a strange sound in the middle of the night. He goes down to the beach. They live right on the beach. They're fishermen people, fisher folk. And he goes down to the beach, and there is Grandfather Seal. And he has brought her Silky back, for the fisherman has tied a rock to it and thrown it into the sea, thinking that that way he could keep his wife. The Grandfather Seal comes and he brings it, and he gives it to the boy. So there is the healing masculine, the young and the old, and the boy takes it and he gives it to his mother. And it's that beautiful bittersweet again. He gives it to her because she's going to live. But it's sad because she's going to go back to the sea and leave him on land. So this is my version of the Silky story. And I love singing it around this time of year. See if I can get it all together here. How are you guys doing? We'll end on a very up note, I promise you. But the bittersweetness is so sweet to really allow the emotions to flow through us, because it's a healing space and it's a healing process. And what we don't feel, we can't heal. And I think being human is an amazing thing, because we can feel and we can transform whatever we're feeling with our interpretation and our patience and our gentleness. So here's the Silky. there was a fisherman on the salty sea who felt so very alone that he dreamed of a wife who could keep him company and give to him a child and a happy home. One northern summer day, he was paddling his way through the tiny islands not far from shore, when what did he espy to his hunter's practiced eye but a maiden dancing on the rocks so wild and pure. Well, the sun was in her eyes, so it caught her by surprise. After he had hidden her seal skin, she was a silky sea, a magic creature of the sea, who sometimes come ashore to walk in human form. And oh, to be a silky of the sea, oh, to be a magic creature swimming free, oh, to know the secrets of the foam, oh, to love the ocean and to call it home. She begged to be set free, but he said, no, come with me. In 7 years your skin I will return. So sadly she obeyed and turned her back upon the waves and took a path that led her towards an early grave. In the passing of the days, she gave birth to a babe, a human son with a web between his toes. But she'd begun to fade and to wither all away, a little more with every single passing day. But she told the child tales of seals and fish and whales. She taught him how to sing and play the drum. She told him of the times when she was strong and fine. She told him of the drier days that were to come. And oh, to be a silky of the sea, oh, to be a magic creature swimming free, oh, to know the secrets of the foam, oh, to love the ocean and to call it home. 6 years she'd struggled on, now she was almost gone. And the fisherman grew silent and grim, and still he did deny the quiet pleading in her eyes, as he told himself that somehow she could change her mind. Then one night the child awoke to a strange unearthly note, a sound from deep beneath the moonlit waves. It was old Grandfather Seal, a legend now made real, calling to his own to bring his daughter home. But the boy tripped in the sand and, reaching out his hand, touched the softness of her lost seal skin. The man had thrown it to the deep, hoping so his wife to keep. But the spirit of the sea had washed it in again. Oh, to be a silky of the sea, oh, to be a magic creature swimming free, oh, to know the secrets of the foam, oh, to love the ocean and to call it home. Well, the boy took it to her, and she slipped into its fur. And once again her eyes were full of life. She was a silky sea and would have died if not set free. She was never meant to be a human wife. Well, the boy began to cry as she slipped into the tide, but he could not save her any other way. And on certain moonlit nights he would sometimes catch her sight, and then they'd swim together in the healing waves. And oh, to be a silky of the sea, Oh, to be a magic creature swimming free. Oh, to know the secrets of the foam. Oh, to love the ocean and to call it home. Well, the boy grew to a man who knew the ways of land, as well as the secrets of the sea. And I met him one time, though he was old and almost blind. And he played the drum and sang this very story. Felt good. Man, that felt good to sing. Woo. Yeah. Holy guacamole. What else do I have here? Whew. So many songs, so little time. How you guys doing? Good. Feel like a little meditational moment, take a little meditational explorational experience. Cool. Just hang on. I'm going to make a big noise first, though. And I'm going to switch. So go ahead and take a couple of nice, long, slow, deep breaths as you reflect on whatever this holiday season means to you. For a lot of people, it brings up a lot of stuff. Seeing relatives you haven't seen in a long time, siblings, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. And we need to be gentle with ourselves and patient with ourselves. Realize as we take those breaths in and meditate on the idea of light and how the sun in a few short weeks will start making its way back towards summer. The solstice is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I love the solstice because ultimately we all know that Christmas is kind of scheduled near solstice because people were already celebrating it. And the idea, it takes 3 days after the shortest day of the year, those 3 days for the sun to be reborn and to begin to be making the days longer and the nights shorter. But as you look up at the sky the next couple of weeks and see those stars, remember that light is millions of years old. Coming across vast distances, we are infinitesimally tiny. And yet, look at the creation we live in every day. Look at the beauty we experience. Think of the people you love. Think of yourself as a miracle, as a moment of truth in the vastness of eternity. And breathe it in. Feel the joy of a universe that actually is love. That everything that we think of is an energy, a word, the word spoken into the vastness of space that somehow, some way, over millions of years, accidentally brought us all here in this room tonight. Breathe that in. Ground yourself into it. You are a spark of light, a candle against the vastness, the velvet sky of eternity. And yet you have a shine. You are radiant. You are radiant. Radiance, 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 shine, shine, shine. Shine like you mean it. Breathe in the light of the world. Amplify it and send it right back out. Ancient Hindus have a phrase that I misquote all the time, and I love it. I've said it here before, I'll say it again. We take our breath from a sea of abundance, and abundance remains. There is no diminishing of our atmosphere when we take a breath. That is the universe at work. That is the law. And you look around and you see the systems of nature. It all works in a way that is beyond elegant. And if you think about your body, what a miracle it is. Even if it doesn't look the way you think it should, what a miracle it is. And you are a miracle. Breathe into your dream. Amplify and expand your consciousness. Open your heart and fill it up with light. Use your imagination. Expand it and send it out into the night. We need your light tonight. Every heartbeat counts right now. Send it out into the night. Breathe, breathe it in and out. Amplify your love. Send it out to me and I'll send it out to someone else. Pass it on and pass it in. Send it to those who need it Somewhere in the vastness of time, there's a hillside in the Middle East. There are shepherds guarding their flocks by night. And there are 3 wise men coming from some faraway place with frankincense and myrrh, which still smells great today. A friend of mine gave me some wooden balls that were soaked in frankincense and myrrh. I put them all over my house. I can smell it and I think about the wise men and their camels and the little drummer boy. Wump, 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 wump. And he wanted to give a gift to the Prince of Peace. And we give gifts because it feels good for us. It feels good to make a contribution to the world. We don't give gifts because we're supposed to, because we have to, because the advertising industry says we are supposed to support our economy. Give a gift because it feels good to know you have more than enough. Give a gift. Sometimes the gift you give benefits you as well. Take another breath and come on back into the room. And remember that you are made of the dust of long dead stars. Shine, my friends, shine. Let your joy release. Feel the things you need to feel and release. Feel and release. And understand that it's all part of a process. It's a journey that we're on. Thank God there's others on this journey too. Sometimes it feels like you're alone, but you're not. We're all a long way from home. Welcome home, welcome home. Welcome home to the season of life. Thank you. So we're going to do a little offering so we can pay the rent, keep the lights on, do all that kind of stuff. And I want to thank Terry for opening the place and guarding the sound, and I want to thank you all for coming. And I want to play this one song, and then I'll finish up with Season of Light again, because I want to. This is a really easy song. Pretty much every line I sing out, I sing it 3 times, and then the chorus is Beyond Love, There Is Only Love, and I'd love it if you'd sing along with me, so that we could really move the energy and singing. It's really, I'm having a great time, and if you join me, you'll have you'll feel it in your body. And so, if you feel like it, I hope you'll join me. Really cool. We're gonna make a little weird. Oh yeah. I am empty. Everybody. I am empty. One more time. I am empty of everything but love, of everything but love. Beyond love is only love. I love. Because if the universe, like what's beyond the universe, right? If the universe is love, what's beyond that? Love. Love. That to me is the Christmas story right there. It's love. And the radical concept that this God wasn't just a God we had to like sacrifice stuff to and buy off. This God actually like loves us like more than we can comprehend. And that's the radical nugget of truth in this Christianity stuff. And if you can come from that place, that's some good Christmas stuff right there. Good stuff. Some good season light stuff. So, I'm going to switch guitars. And then we're going to finish this thing up where we started, with a lot of fun and season of lightishness. If I can get my guitar to not fall over and not get all tangled up in chords. Here we go. Yeah. Here, it's going to be loud. Sorry. All right. Okay. Now you know it. You might want to stand up if you feel like it. Stretch a little bit. May you be slow to anger, quick to forgive. May you have many, many reasons to live. May you be able to laugh at yourself. May you have friends who are willing to help in the season of light. May Uncle Charlie finally give up cigars. May you never get caught with your hand stuck in the cookie jar. May you be who you've always longed to be. May you receive something absolutely free in the season of light. You ready? Here we go. Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. Woo. May you get to sleep late once in a while. May the clerk at the DMV greet you with a smile. May you never have to stand on line. May the patrolman give warning this time in the season of light. 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 May our fourth grade teacher always know your name, but not because you were always a pain. May you never catch another cold. May you be young at heart when you are old in the season of light. 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 May your train or plane or bus run right on time, unless of course you are running behind. May the UPS truck bring stuff for you. May you never have to learn to sing the blues in the season of light. Season of light. Season of light. Season of light. be just a little bit kinder to yourself. May you experience abundant sound health. May you be true to who you really are. May you look up and see a shooting star in the season of life. 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 So I hope you guys will come back here on December 16th because I will be joining Joy Adler in the Souls of Evolution. And we're going to have a serious jam. So hopefully you'll come back for that. Thank you all for coming out of your houses. As an introvert, I know that's a challenge sometimes because I really like my house. So thank you for braving the rainy weather and joining us. Your hearts are so beautifully open tonight, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Season of life. Season of life. Season of life. Season of life. Thank you, everybody. Peace. Thank you very much. Ahua. Where's the button? Thanks.
Want to come on my radio show tomorrow?
I would love to come on your radio show tomorrow.
What? To be on my radio show tomorrow.
I thought you were on Tuesdays, but tomorrow you're on Mondays. That works. Cool. I'll come tomorrow. What time? What time? Noon? When do you start?
From 12 to 12 to 4. 12 to 4, so 1. It's a rare time.